Hey everybody, this is my theory on the Tunguska event, and I actually typed this up on November 4th of 2011, and I'd like to share it with you. What happened in Tunguska on June 30th, 1908 at 7:17 was an explosion that will be a rare event to duplicate after the Industrial Revolution. What happened was, eyewitness accounts say bright lights were seen the night before, which means the marshlands of Tunguska had a landslide in which a cavity or cavities opened up within the earth, allowing for millions of tons of natural gas to escape into the atmosphere. The reason for there being natural gas in the region is due to the terrain. Marshlands are slow in decaying, and over millions of years of heat and pressure cause the organic material to turn into natural fuel. Upon the escape of the gas into the atmosphere, the sunlight reflecting off of it caused for the bright lights seen the night before. Since the ground was a marshland, the evidence of a landslide would be hard to prove. However, it would not register any seismic activity. It would not register on any seismic graph, since the energy needed to move the already unstable terrain is much weaker than that of much more solid land. Mount Stojkovic, Mount Stojkovic, which was at a height of 500 meters, raised 200 meters above the central swamp close to the epicenter. There were trees on the lake bed of Lake Checo that were once alive, that further supports the fact of at least one landslide. However, there were more than just one new terrain feature in that region, which leads some theorists to believe kimberlite deposits were formed. Also, Leonid Kulik, during his 1927 expedition, drained a lake. It looks like a pothole, and once again, old stumps on the bottom. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, eyewitness accounts say the sky tore in two. The north side was on fire. Other accounts say there was a cylindrical bluish-white light shining too bright for the naked eye, moving vertically downward for 10 minutes prior to the blast. That to me sounds like a storm of ionized particles, plasma, or more commonly, lightning. This would account for abnormal electromagnetic occurrences in the region. Not only that, this eyewitness account is the catalyst of my theory. This also allows for mid-air explosion. The thunder heard was just that, thunder from the lightning breaking the sound barrier. Being that it was an electrical storm, that explains why there was not immediate ignition. The storm had to move to the source of the fuel. The blast pattern is in the shape of a butterfly, meaning that there was multiple explosions, which supports eyewitness accounts. A single blast would leave a more defined shape. An electrical storm would allow for multiple spots to detonate at once, or even more simultaneously. As the natural gas billows from the earth, it blankets the area, even climbing into the atmosphere. At the epicenter of the blast, the trees were still upright, and even trees on the backside of the hills were facing the explosion were still standing, meaning the blast was following the contours of the earth, as I have witnessed an experience where natural gas explosions have taken place. Debris on the surface area will affect the way gas reacts once ignited. I'm actually referring to a Mythbusters episode where they do sewer explosions, and I would strongly encourage everyone to check that out. Excuse me. Okay, if it was an object from space, the conditions would have to be too perfect in order to explain this mystery. As I said, an event like this would be extremely rare these days, as we tap into the Earth's natural resources to fuel our economy. Not only that, but a space rock 102 feet across, 220 million pounds, traveling at 20,000 miles per hour, plus 20,000 miles per hour, and every single piece vaporized. There would be more witnesses to the space rock than there actually is. Gas is very powerful and can even move faster than the speed of sound once ignited. In order for gas to ignite, the fuel air mixture has to be accurate. Methane is the gas that caused the explosion. Antarctica covers land with huge methane reserves, so the possibility of a natural methane leak is real. The air mixture only needs to be 9% methane in order for there to be combustion. And so, the Tunguska event was not a airburst meteorite explosion. It wasn't alien protecting us from a meteorite. It isn't time-traveling H-bombs or anything like that. It was a natural gas deposit that ruptured, and at the same time, there was a storm going on, and perfect conditions caused for the Tunguska event. And this was my first theory. This is my first theory. And it's pretty damn on point. I haven't seen anyone come up with a theory on the Tunguska event, such as this. And so, please start taking me a little bit more seriously. As I said, I wrote this in November 4th of 2011.